Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
What a two.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Mario Del Crosby. His second co-host,
Jeremy
himself. We were taking some time. We're talking about things. Had a couple different experiences happen throughout the week, and we really wanted to focus on distractions today. Distractions and how times were back then versus how times are right now. I think times are very different. We have a lot more technology accessible to our hands, our fingertips. It's easy to get information. It's easy to get distracted now. There's so many different things as far as social media, as far as porn, as far as just things that will give you a easy, quick dopamine rush. And it makes you feel like, all right, I'm good for today. I can just, escape for today and then hold off until tomorrow.
and then escape again.
And keep going down this cycle of escape and putting things off to where you end up, you're 30 years old or, even 40 or whatever. And
60.
You're just like, damn, I've just been living my life through escaping or for others. What I've found, just kind of bringing up the fact of people living through others is I found a lot of people do a lot of different things just because of either family or just to like really fit into society, which is, it's wild. But like for example, I know I'm not gonna name any names, but I was talking to somebody a while ago, and I know that they brought up the fact that they really didn't do anything that they wanted to do with life until like 40 something is when they realized like everything that I've been doing has been to like prove, or what was the other word? Not prove. I'll just say prove to other people that I can fit in just like them, do the things that they want me to do, get their approval. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't know, just like I love talking to other people because I'm just like I can imagine me personally living my life like that because I don't know if I'm just hard-headed or I just listen to a lot of different like motivational people or whatever, or people just talking about life in general. But I just couldn't imagine myself really taking and doing all my actions to get the approval of somebody.
Well, sometimes people might not even know either, because if you weren't accepted for a long time in schools or growing up or had like friend groups and stuff, and then you finally get into one that you're like, oh, this could work, and then you find yourself doing all these things that you think you like to do because everybody else in your closest circle is doing it, that it might take getting to that maturity level that comes with, sometimes an older age to be like, wait a minute, I just like all of this stuff because of the group that accepted me when I was at a low point where I feel like I needed acceptance. And then you turn around and you're like, you still go to the bar 4 times a day. Or four times a day.
I'm about to say,
four times a week, and like, or whatever that group might be that's doing something where you're kind of like, this isn't in line with anything that I've ever dreamed of as doing as a kid, or work-wise, or hobby-wise, or whatever. And the earlier you figure that out, the more time you'll have to correct that course and go in the direction that you think you now want to go in, instead of well, I got 3 really close friends. I've never had anything like this before. And, to wake up one day and say, everything that they're doing isn't what I'm trying to do, and it might actually push us away. Like that's a hard choice, because now you got to decide, do I want to be alone and on my own path, fully alone and on my own path? Or, do I want to kind of just still be somewhat happy and have a group of other human beings that are, around me that I can talk with, hang out with, do fun stuff with, and, go through life not upset that I'm alone.
Do you feel like that's something that, well, I feel like I already know the answer, but do you feel like that's something that'll be easy for you to make that decision? Or do you think you would possibly have a little struggle with that? Let's just say, for it to be like more realistic, it was like me. Like, let's just say I was like a badass influence. I was like, smoke this all the time, or hit this, or whatever.
See, it'd be hard for you because we've been friends forever, but I never liked big friend groups as it was. So it was easy for me to kind of, because even if I look at my friend group now, I don't think there's any more than like 1 or 2 that aren't even friends with the other ones. So it's almost like, like a spider web. And that's what I think this might be biased, but I think some of the best friend groups are, You know, it doesn't just have to be those three people that grew up and like, you know, you don't let anybody in. But, you know, I have really good friends that really love playing video games. I have, you're off to the side.
Damn.
I have like really good friends that are in like that do real estate and do a different part of life. I have some friends that, you know, only play video games and that's all they like to do. Some friends that, you know, play sports or, you know, card games or just poker and stuff like that. And it's always kind of like, it always keeps me going because every time I'm talking or hanging out with one of them, it's almost like a different environment, different everything. You know, I'm getting different things out of the conversation, learning stuff. And I love adapting. So, you know, hanging out with those different people over the course of the few months when you get time to hang out and you're kind of just taking that in, it just makes you feel more well-rounded to like handle different situations that come up on the daily. And, you know, even with work, same thing, being able to like see different people, talk with different people and handle different situations daily and going like that. It's, I think it would definitely be easy to cut people off. And I've done it before. I mean, I feel like everybody has.
Well, yeah.
When it's like, okay, yeah, this isn't aligned with what I'm trying to do or my morals or how I was raised. So I just have to remove myself. And if you can't understand why, then
do you when you remove yourself, do you, and this is, I guess you can answer two different type of ways, how you used to do it in the past and how you would want to do it like now. Would you go about it just like ghosting, not saying anything, not really communicating, and just like kind of going on your own path until they realize and be like, yo, what's going on? Or would you like be upfront and be like, hey, like, you know, I think like things are a little bit too different and I just need to like step back a little bit. Like, what do you think as far as?
I think immaturity was the reason why it would, back in the past, it was ghosting. Like that was anything, even from like relationship. And that's the last thing you're supposed to do. It's just not answer texts or calls or anything, not even say goodbye. So I think that's the immature approach. And that was probably some of the worst situations I handled when you do just ghost and people are contacting you to the point where they're like, man, he's just not going to text me back or call me back or like anything. I think now I would question the value of the relationship and the reason why I might be cutting it off. Because if it's like, you know, I walked in on a friend and he's like just doing heroin, I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. That guy could get ghosted.
You wouldn't try to help him out? Be like, yo, like,
I gotta help enough shit. I gotta help out. I'm good. I'll ask. You need help? Nope. Okay. No, that might be a little bad.
I figured that's what she was gonna say. It's like he
no, it would be like, you know, I think as you get older and you have more responsibilities and your goals are more in line, I think people just like fall off. You know, I have some people, you know, an old boss of mine from the pizza place, I could talk to him twice a year. And when we get together, it's like we were best friends. And, you know, just because we're not talking or, you know, being cut off doesn't mean that relationship goes away.
Right.
So I think it's on the same note of, you know, if we aren't really cool or if we know that our relationship isn't really the same, we're just going to start reaching out less and less to the point where we just see each other's posts on Instagram and then we're just, you know, just a stranger.
A little double tap.
No, not even just a scroll. Or why am I following you again? Unfollow.
You love that. Okay. But I was talking to this guy on one of my sales calls. So like he got on the call. He was like he's not really interested in anything because he has a lot of things going on. So I just had a conversation with him just to build a rapport and just find out more about his situation. But as I got to know him more, I saw him in the light of he was very successful. He was making a lot of money, but not only that, he just had a lot of time to spend with his family. So he had the time freedom, the financial freedom, all the stuff that I was looking for.
American dream.
So I was like, all right, well, I mean, let me ask him a couple personal questions. And, you know, I asked him, like, hey, like, you know, off topic, like, can I ask you a couple questions just about, like, success and everything like that? And I kind of just, like, framed it as, like, yo, like, I'm the young guy. You know, I'm only 27 years old in the game. And, you know, always getting some feedback or hearing something is very important to me. He was like, all right. So I asked him, I was like, okay, so what's your number one rule to success? And he told me the answer immediately, but then he like kind of broke it down of like why he said that. So the biggest thing he said is don't sleep. He was like work until like it's complete. He's like don't take breaks, stuff like that, because like you can get very distracted. But then I was just like, okay, like can you go more in depth into that? So he's like, the biggest reason why I say that, and you probably hear this a lot from a lot of different people. He's like, but from when I started to do like my entrepreneur things, and the times that I was in was so much like simple. So like, I think he has a real estate empire, and he was like, when he started, only thing he really had to do was like, his dad knew the bank people, talked to his dad like, hey, like I need a loan, and then it was go time after that. There was no like
credit checks,
right. You can go down the
3x
list. Like what is
income.
all the stuff that you have to do now to like
Usually like
credit?
minimum credit score,
Mhm.
3x gross income, pay subs from the past 2 years, and even now they're getting more strict on like they don't even want to see you, like they want to see you at the same job before those 2 years. So I guess like don't job switch if you want to fucking buy a house or
Yeah.
even rent.
So it's a lot more things that you have to go through. So what he was saying is times were way more simpler, and there were a lot less like shiny objects. Like back then, it was probably like a couple things that you could do, right? Where it was real estate, it's probably what they call that franchising. Um, I think network marketing was around then, but there was only so many different things. But now there's so many like there's e-commerce, there's affiliate marketing, there's all this stuff online, and from working at the place I work at, that's where everyone's going. It's like the online space, or they're trying to do something online where they can have that more like remote lifestyle or whatever. But there's so many different things. What he was saying is that people can't stay on track, right? They start something and they get to the point to where things start to get hard. Things start to get to a point where things aren't just like going like this. Like when you first start something, it's like, oh, I need to complete this. It's done. Complete this. It's done. Now in the middle part, it's like, all right, this is the target. I just need to keep doing something and not seeing the results. That's where people lose it, including myself. Not gonna lie, right? And then a lot of people start going to, oh, I'm going to start something else, so they can get that dopamine of, oh, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. When in reality, you're walking, but you're not walking anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking on
In
the
place.
same path
Yeah.
or on that hamster wheel. So he was just like, man, you gotta like really, really keep yourself focused because there's so many different things that would take you off the path. Just like, and you don't even like you kind of said earlier with people not realizing about like trying to fit in. It's so much stuff going on now that you don't even realize that you're getting distracted. It just like I find myself like if I'm doing stuff on the sales calls, whatever, I'm at the house, just like immediately on the phone.
Fidgeting. Yeah, something like that.
And then I'm like, how did I end up on this? Dang, I gotta put it down. And it's like there's so much going on. But a question that I thought of was just thinking about all that and the old times with social media now and us having a cell phone on us 24/7, right? Because there's perks to it, there's negativities. But as far as for you, let's say that if you were this age, or no, you were 21, because when we were 21, we knew a lot,
Sure.
right? But let's just say that you were 21 back in those times. Do you think you would be in a place that you wanted to be faster than now times because there's so many distractions and everything going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Double-edged sword, but
I would still pick the time of technology because now,
but that's not the
like,
question.
if
That's not the question.
yeah, it is.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not what you would pick. It's would you be successful in that time?
Faster? I don't
Yeah.
think so. Unless
So no.
because the only way that I would is if I actually were able to find a mentor back then, because the mentor today is the internet.
Okay.
So if I don't have a mentor, or if
Interesting.
everybody in my family isn't doing the path that I'm trying to do, then I need to find somebody that is really good in the space of what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I would just fall in the family cycle of whatever, bread maker, clothes maker, whatever it would have been. And obviously, if you meet that person, and then that's where it's like in the movies, oh, it's just some kid, and then he goes to get food, and he's like, oh, hey, whatever, you got a nice suit. And he's like, oh, you want me to show you how I got it?
I'll get your coffee for free for a year.
Yeah, anything. But now, you don't need a mentor, and the double-edged sword today is it can be used as a distraction or the greatest tool in human history.
Are you referring to a mentor?
No,
Or
internet,
okay.
or just having that pocket phone.
Gotcha.
Because the only little part of that I want to bounce on is the fact that when you do open your phone, 99% of the time you're not doing it to use it as a mentor or get where you're trying to go. You're using it as the distraction, as the scroll, as the let's see what everybody else is doing. Like anytime you just go on Instagram, you're looking for approval. If you were to break it down to the bare minimum, because when you're in the middle of doing something and you get distracted enough to open Instagram, you don't actually care about what anybody's doing. There's just a little piece of you, a little void that needs to be filled of approval or liking other people's stuff or being seen by, oh, I liked it. Oh, they just saw that I liked it. Okay, cool. I'm check that box for the day. Or let me go respond to some comments or whatever, you know. You're not actually using it to, okay, let me hop on Reddit, do the little reading research. Let me go on YouTube, watch the person I was watching as I'm kind of building towards what I'm doing. Because I think that a mentor back then with no distractions, like you just wake up and grind.
Yeah, you just want to be around that person 24/7. And I guess that's another big thing is it was always like mentors now versus then is you can have the mentor that's distant, that's on the YouTube, like, you know, Leslie Brown, let's just say shout out Leslie Brown. Like he's a distant mentor because I'm only just listening to him on YouTube. I never get him physically in person or on like Zoom or something. Like I have mentors for sales that I have over access to Zoom. But back in the day you had that one-on-one interaction, that person interaction, and you were able to soak in a lot of different things as far as.
And that's why it's a double-edged sword too, because then it's like there has to be a mentor in your area. You ain't gonna get a mentor that's all the way, you know, 500 miles away. But now you can get that. But then it's kind of just, it takes away the realness if, you know, it's just YouTube videos and it's not somebody directly and, you know, I need to have my notes out and I'm taking notes. But no, I mean, I'll take a mentor back then that lives right next to me, or, you know, one of the most successful people in town over technology any day. Because I would still get distracted too. So
same.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be at Dude House all day. Yo, I need
and the
help.
shiny object thing that you brought up too. You know, when I think of back then, I really only think of, you know, nice clothes, nice cars, nice house. Now it's that, and then it's
big booty girl.
It's all of that. It's, you know, the little knickknacks. It's collectibles. And, you know, I think the biggest distraction now, especially if you have friends from different groups, because I find myself in this a lot, you know, hey, Friday night, poker with the boys. Hey, Saturday night, video game with this set of people. Hey, Sunday afternoon, because that group's good, we play this different video game. Monday, my brother wants to golf. Tuesday, I usually have lunch or dinner with that person. Wednesday, I get on a meeting and talk about book sales. Thursday, I have a real estate call with the brokerage. And you think you're doing good because you have it all planned out. You know your week, but it's like too many hobbies. And I think that's the downfall of a lot of people that are on the cusp of making the jump to true success and their own meaning of financial freedom, because it's golfing with the boys 2 days a week. Then it's going to the bar 2 days a week. Then it's hopping on video games 2 days a week. And next thing you know, you just spent 40 hours in the week doing fun and not like just putting your head down and grinding.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I struggle with, because I don't want to say no, because I love all of those hobbies.
Right.
I want to play poker. I want to go fishing. I want to hop on and play video games.
Right. You do want to give yourself that time. You don't want to. No one wants to grind all fucking day.
Right, but you also can't fall into
getting relaxed.
I'm just going to work for half hour, an hour, and then boom. Okay, now I could do.
Now I'm on the game for 16 hours.
Right, 1 hour of work, but 6 hours of play. Yeah. You know, at some point, you just got to be like, that's not going to get me anywhere. Where I'm just going to be, like you said, walking nowhere on a treadmill.
Yeah, definitely want to do that.
I don't know about having a cell phone on me, like not on me, but I definitely like the idea of if you're not in the social media space for what you're currently grinding and trying to do, uninstalling all of the social media.
So that's the thing that I'm like focused on now, is building up the TikToks and the Instagrams again, just to, like, as soon as I open my phone, it comes up to sell stuff. So like right now, the person that I'm focused on and I want all my feed to be is Jeremy Minor. Shout out Jeremy Minor.
But
Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate on that too. Shout out Andrew Tate, man.
Yeah, fuck the haters.
Andrew Tate, he be speaking, bro. I mean, And here's the thing, bro. Here's a thing that I realized about now that we're on that topic.
Uh-oh.
Right. Just with like certain people, bro. There's certain people that their messages online, they have to make it entertaining as well. Right. So they say stuff that obviously that provokes this emotional response out of people.
From the negative side.
Right. And like that's part of the game, right? But so I was thinking about this. So like there's a lot of people that don't like let's just say Grant Cardone. Let's just focus on Grant. Shout out Green. Right. And there's a lot of stuff that Grant or Andrew Tate would say that some stuff I don't agree with. Right. I'm just like,
yeah, you actually said that.
So it's like you need to be able to put that aside, because if I'm in sales and Grant Cardone's a billionaire in sales, why am I not listening to what he's saying?
Because he said a joke about.
So I need to put this emotional, oh, he said this aside and be like, yo, okay, he can say whatever he wants, but he has the blueprint to get to X, and that's what I need right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be able to do that. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, damn, like how many people get caught up in the fact that this person said something that I don't want to say that strike them in the negative light or emotional light, and they're not able to just like put that aside and be like, all right, but this person's still speaking facts. Because again, with Andrew, like there's a lot of people that can say that bro speaks straight facts. Like bro, like on some stuff, like he has me in a mindset to where it's like, listen, as a human being, as a male, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you don't want to do, but listen, you still have to do it. That's how, like back in the day, it was, I guarantee a lot of them didn't want to go hunt because you could, all this different stuff, but it's like, hey, 12 o'clock.
Well, the family needs to eat.
12 to 6, we got to go faster and bring that back to get cooked. But
I think those are the type of people where your level of emotional intelligence really comes into play.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if I'm in a space and I have direct or indirect access to the top people in there that are giving their information and pathway for free. Not like, I'm not taking out student loans to go get this. And I could actually, build my own piece of the pie to the point that I want to get to. But all I have to do is just have the emotional intelligence to just not give a fuck about like their opinions on stuff. I think that's where people are like, oh, that's how you feel? Okay, I'm gone.
So yeah, that's the thing.
Because everybody knows everybody's some bitches. Wow.
Hey, if that's how you feel, I just feel like a thing that Andrew Tate says is, I don't believe in anything that disempowers me. And I think if you just really think about that for a second, life is what you believe it is. Honestly, truthfully, down to the T. If you believe that you're going to be this rich and famous, you program yourself to be that, and eventually you will get there. If you're doing the work to actually do it, because every day you have to do that, right? But if you're not doing those things, and you're always limiting yourself to the information that you can seek and get because of someone said X, Y, or Z, it's like, man, I can just imagine how many people are being held back because of that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people at one point, but then I came to the realization that like I don't have to agree on everything you say. I don't have to feel like, oh, we need to align perfectly. Because again, truthfully, and here's what I always think. Like I think of now, I don't know you 100%.
I was gonna say you're never gonna meet each other.
I don't know you, so I can say whatever I want in front of the camera, but I can be the most genuine person. Whoever, everyone comes around me, they can say, bro is cool, bro will always do
anybody
this,
that hasn't is damn, he a bitch.
But it's like, just because what you see, don't let the camera fool you. Like there's like, you got to think about it again. There's entertainment ways that people go about stuff. There's ways that people want to get people's attention by saying different stuff. So it's like, you got to know the game, bro. If you don't know the game and you're just, I guess if you're just in the game and you're going through the emotions and stuff, then I mean that's what you're going through.
I think the best case scenario or the best case study that you can do for that, Gary Vaynerchuk. When I first found out about him, I couldn't scroll more than a few posts to just see why you shouldn't like him,
Yeah.
like clipping his stuff to make it sound just horrible,
Facts.
and people saying that he's a fraud and a fake and this, and then like I actually was like, damn, do people really hate this guy as much? And then I kind of looked into it more on my own, on unbiased platforms, and I was like, bro is literally just trying to make people money, and he doesn't even offer his own opinions other than like, life isn't over. It doesn't matter what age you are, you can start, and you can get through the hard times because there's good times on the horizon. I never see him dog anybody, or and I was just like, that's crazy. And I almost fell for that, to just be like, damn, yeah, that dude's a dick. I saw 2 clips and he was talking about blah blah blah. I'm not gonna listen to him.
And that's
I've been following him for years now.
And that's how crazy it is, bro. Is that's all it takes. Somebody doing a clip, they say one thing, and then it's immediately you jump in the line of, oh yeah, this person's X. You saw one little thing,
yeah,
and cool, okay, so I don't know. It's just wild. That's like even
those
with
are people that I don't.
posts.
That's why it's hard for me, because those people I already don't associate. Like,
well, yeah,
I'm like people that are highly emotionally intelligent are naturally attracted to each other. And that's kind of when you just meet somebody and you're just like, yeah, this person's not on my level. This isn't going to go anywhere more than, hi, how you doing, have a good day. So it's hard for me to even have examples of just people where I'm just like, there's no way your brain works like that.
Talking about no way.
But that's that's a difference between the 99% and the 1%.
Because that's even like, I don't believe in like, putting people down or whatever like that, right? But
kick them when they're down.
but like those Facebook posts where they'll post an article, they'll have a headline or whatever, and then you click the article, there's nothing in there. But people don't click the article to actually see that either it's talking about something totally different or it's nothing in there at all. Like it's a blank file. But people see the headline and be share. Look at this.
Yeah.
So it's just like, geez, bro. And I don't know if that's just how we are programmed to get that dopamine of drama, of shit talking, of putting somebody else down. Because if you really think about it, bro, like celebrities, like the amount of stuff that people just post and like nonchalantly say about them is just like, you kind of lame.
You don't even know him.
You don't.
You a bitch for commenting in that.
How like that shit kind of lame.
It is.
It's just wild, bro. Like,
you take it to the next level, bro. Like some posts on famous people is like, "I hope your kids die." What?
It's like, bro, like doesn't matter.
How shitty is your
life?
I
don't know, man. I see it as everybody as a. I get it. People are at different levels, bro. I get it. Like some people are on TV. Like if a celebrity walked through here right now, I'm not going, but I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up? Like, just I don't know, bro. I just can't see myself like,
because they're just regular people. They just have more people that know who they are than the majority.
That's it, bro. If you really think about it, but I don't know, man. That being starstruck and stuff, I can't do it. I guess something I wanted to leave everybody off with is this biggest thing, and one of my mentors always say this. Shout out to mentor John. He always says, knowledge is power is the thing that a lot of people say. But he says, knowledge is only power if you know exactly how to implement it. Facts. Right? And that's something I've truly been stepping back and looking at, is because there's a lot of people that I talk to on these like sales calls. There's a lot of people that have all this information. They can say all this stuff. But so a thing that I love to do is when they're telling me all this stuff that I see that they have a big problem and they're saying that they know that they have this problem, but I like to just ask them then, so why have you been settling for less than? And it always just stumps people.
That's a good one.
Just
that's an in-depth personal question. Like, damn, why have I? And some people just need to be asked the hard question for them to even realize. And like, damn, I thought that I wanted it, but I haven't really thought of like, why am I not doing it?
And that's the thing that I just realized with sales, bro, is it's so important because this is the area where I can't ask a person that I don't know those questions. And like nothing, I mean, I can do it.
Worst case scenario, they hang up on you.
And it's like, I'm only doing it in a way to help you though, to realize that like, yo, like you went through 6-7 courses and it's honestly, because there's other people that have been getting results in those, right? Yeah. So then what are you doing? Like, let's be honest though. Like, so it doesn't seem like it's those fault. It's yours. Like, what are you not doing? You know, let's come to the real realization. But Yeah, I just wanted to leave people with that knowledge quote because I think it's super super powerful.
Yeah, I like that. And then I'll end on a quote as well, since we were talking about pastimes and hard times now that I like, from Michael Hopf, and it says, "Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." And I think in that cycle right now that we're in the good times,
Mm-hmm.
which is creating weaker, I won't even say men, I'll say people,
Mm-hmm.
hashtag millennial mindset. And so I think times are just going to be getting tougher until
Yeah.
they're too tough. When
Yeah.
real people need to step up. So you think I'll cancel you for that?
Right. Why would you? But that's just to add on that is I would say a quote like that because I heard Andrew Tate say something like that
Yeah,
to
he's
where
mentioned that quote before.
like a man's life, and I'm just saying man, but like a man's life should not be easy. And
Yeah,
that's where I really took it upon myself to be like, yo, I need to do this entrepreneur thing, even though like there's a lot, you know what I mean? It's like this hardship that I'm going through is going to be something that I can always rely on when something else hard comes up. Be like, oh, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my subconscious mind, it's in my bank, so I can just pull from it. Okay, what did I do bad? What did I not do good? Whatever, and just go from there. So I really like that quote, and I think that was a good way to lead y'all off, man. Fire conversation today. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Next week is going to be a good week, man. Let's get it.
Peace.
Peace.